this next week. And the 2 ingredients are tofu and, oh, by the way, you have to make a savory dish. So the condition is you must make a savory dish.
Not dessert, nothing
Right.
sweet, because that's the third round.
Right, because tofu can go either way. The second ingredient with tofu is peanut butter.
Okay.
All contestants
I'm not sure who's taking the picture.
All done?
आज तेरी में
मानना पड़ता है, मानना पड़ता है।
अभी मैं बोलेगा जाएगा तो फिर तेरे को दम संकट
Last time 4 हुआ था, जिसको भी two judges will start evaluating third one. Okay.
ना बोलेंगे जरूर
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7.
Look at the shells, seashells. Wow, this is fancy. Not edible, for display only. Just in case we're going to dig into the shells. How cute. It's in this chutney, I think. It says tofu laveri scoop. This is way too salty. Way too salty. First note.
judges totaling up
Can we have contestant number 1? Kalpa.
busted.
Number 6, Amita. And number 5, Mona.
Before after दोनों होगा.
Okay, Mona. Okay, we love that you had such a creative flair to your chapati theme with the sand and the shells and everything else. That I thought was very innovative. We thought that you did a nice job of the presentation. Perhaps almost too nice a job, went a little overboard. We were a little lost at the end. We're like, okay, we start here, we start there. I think the thing we liked about it was that you put the tofu in the patties, which was innovative. But we found the patties to be very, very salty. So that almost killed our enthusiasm into it. We didn't quite get the tofu in the chaat as much, so we weren't sure how that flavor came together. And we felt that the peanut butter as a sauce was really just on the side. It was almost just a dip. It was no, it wasn't integrated with all your different elements that you had on there. Okay, number 6, loved the croquettes in the sense that they're original and you love the peanuts as a crunch that came through it. The spring rolls were great. The presentation was good. I don't think it was fabulous, we thought it was good. We thought the spring rolls were fresh, but overall we felt that the plate lacked originality. It felt like something we have seen before or we've eaten before elsewhere.
Yeah, but having said that, even though we've eaten before, it's probably one of the better ones of the ones we've eaten before. The spring rolls, the freshness really came through, which is very difficult to get because they can get soggy very fast. So you have to tell us the secret of keeping them fresh.
We really like the spring rolls, yeah, very fresh.
And then Kalpa was number 1.
Okay. Okay, so presentation was fabulous. The fact that you had a hot plate that was keeping things warm was great. The instructions, by the way, common comment for all the contestants, the instructions were really helpful. To know what was in the dish and to know what you wanted us to do with it just made it so much better. So thank you for making the effort to do that.
And the details on the ingredients were great, like knowing that there was salt in every dish, like, really.
I think another comment is, I think the presentation from last time went like several notches up. So
yes,
overall good, yeah.
That's right. I think that we basically were blown away by the peanut butter bread. I think the originality on that, the innovation on that was really fantastic. Overall, nice presentation. The flavors blended well when you tried the different sauces and the it went really well. Would have liked to see a little bit more of the chocolate flavor come up as you added all these elements in, but overall it was a very nice event.
It was, I think, the most innovative use of peanut butter among all the 6 dishes. For anyone who didn't get enough of the bread, I believe there are 3 more loaves at your house.
I have 3 more boxes with you.
And for anyone who doubted peanut butter as an ingredient, all you have to do is eat that bread. Really.
And it, the taste was just enough to give you not a subtle hint, but the flavor of peanut butter without overpowering it, which is a very difficult balance to achieve. So we did a really good job on that. Can we have Kalpa and Amita step forward, please? So congratulations, you'll be going to the next round. Mona, we are really sorry. Given the heights that you accomplished last week, you really took a risk with the dish. You tried to blend, some very non-Indian ingredients into an Indian dish, and it almost got there, but it wasn't quite sufficient for you to make it to the next round. So, we look forward to you next year's round.
Oh, yes.
The other 3 contestants here.
Take 1 week.
Okay. So I don't know if it helped that we try to get everybody in the 15 minutes prep work, because when we got to your soup, it was nice and warm, which was great. And it was incredibly innovative to have peanut butter soup. Another dish, if anybody doubted peanut butter, you must try. So we loved it. We loved the fact that you went out into the wild to come up with something like that. The wrap was nice. In fact, actually, I dipped the wrap in the soup and it came together really nicely. So we thought that was really nice. The presentation, you had some really simple but beautiful elements. We thought that was really good. And overall, we really liked all elements of it.
Yeah, I like the fact that in the wrap you used a little bit of yogurt that gave it the cheesy feel without putting cheese in it. I don't know whether you intended it that way, but it turned out to be very nice as a result of that. And the soup, it's very difficult to use that much peanut butter and still keep it light and flavorful. And adding the sprouts on top gave it a nice sort of texture combination. So that worked out really well. And the soup went a long way.
Yes.
I think it's because of innovation. It's super creamy, but not heavy at the same time. So really good, yeah.
So, Namrata.
So all the deras are
Number 2.
I think the kids will now be looking forward to more than just pasta.
And he's looking at more than just doing himself, right? He's looking other people to give recipes.
There you go.
Okay, so number 2, overall presentation was really nice. It was nicely sort of composed to the different pieces, the rice and the vegetables, etc. We felt that the peanut butter, you might have, we wanted a savory dish, and I know you attempted to do a savory dish, but we felt that the peanut butter was still very strong in the sweetness side of it. We weren't sure if you used frozen vegetables. It felt like then they felt overly cooked, and I think that if it had a little more crunch to it, it would have helped the dish a long way along. And then you had a specific reaction to the tofu on the side.
Yeah, so the satay-like dish that you had, it would have been, the tofu, the taste would have come out better if it had been cooked or sauteed a little bit. It felt very raw, meaning it hadn't been prepared in any way, but you had used it more to just dip it in the sauce. How did you prepare
No,
it?
I just marinated that and baked the,
Okay.
yeah. So that was the baking part. It was just the marination of the peanut butter
I
and
see.
other ingredients, and then dipped the tofu and
Okay, and how long did you marinate the tofu in the sauce?
at least for an hour.
For an hour?
Yeah.
And then Swati is contestant number 4.
Okay. Okay. At first glance, when we looked at it, we thought, wow, it was such a simple presentation, especially since you were at the lucky draw of being right next to Mona, who had put something together that was presentation-wise fabulous. But then as we started looking at it, we realized that actually the simple presentation brought together a very, very beautifully flavorful and composed dish. And I think that sort of won us over. We loved the fact that the right type bun for the burger. We loved that it was put together. We loved when you ate into it, it had a nice kick. And I think it came from that spicy peanut that just was over the top, but it was perfect. The banana chips, we wish they were crispier and at least hot. I even tried to dip it in the sauce, and I think that as a flavor it went well, but we'd have loved for that to be a little more crispy.
I think unanimously all of us really love the taste of the burgers. And I think the peanut butter tofu, everything tied together with that. So
Yeah, it came on well, and I think we were talking about how you could see yourself paying $15 for that burger dish in a
So
restaurant.
make sure you charge it.
on your way onto the counter,
And the fact that the sauce actually gelled really well, and usually what happens in a burger, if it's pre-prepared, you typically tend to do an open face and put the sauce later because it can get soggy, and it really worked well. And the fact that it was a completely giant dish, I've never had such a great, very flavorful giant dish. So that was very well done. So can we have Swati and Hasmubhai step forward? So you are the final 2 contestants for the semi-finals. Before we wrap up, so Namrata, good shot. It wasn't an easy decision, and I think you brought a lot of things together. But these folks have everyone competed very fiercely this time. So we hope to see you at the next session.
I think one general comment when we were deciding peanut butter and tofu, we were a little apprehensive. I think we went for the cover, more adventurous. But looking at this, I thought, it was awesome to go ahead with this. Such innovation in this.
Yeah, going out of your comfort zone is usually not a bad thing, and I think it was demonstrated by all 6 contestants today. Kalpa and Swati, you are the top 2 contestants. And it's very, very fascinating to see the balance, right? One went for innovation, one went for simplicity. The execution really mattered in both cases, and ultimately the perfection of execution won over in both cases, which was just fantastic to see. So.